Dr. Squatch. Their marketing. Let's talk about it because it's a little goony, it's a little goofy, but it is absolutely printing. And there's a lot of creators like me that are giving them mad props, but most people are giving them props for the wrong reasons. It's easy to see top of funnel. Sydney Sweeney in a bathtub, Megan Fox with a chalkboard. That is theatrics. That is top of funnel awareness. It's boobs. It's sex. It sells. Mix in a little celebrity and you're going to have gooners lining up to buy. And that's what's happening. But there's more depth to this brand than just their advertising. And if you take the bait, click an ad, land on the website, there is substance. Now I'm going to walk you through the three pieces of how Dr. Squatch actually built a $1.5 billion machine and what you can steal for your personal brand. By personal brand, I mean the brand you're working on. Your brand, your Shopify store. So let's jump into point number one. Let's not walk around. Let's get into it. Dr. Squatch, point one, know your customer. This might sound elementary, and maybe it is, but it needs to be reiterated because Dr. Squatch's success is based on the fact they know their customer almost better than the customer knows themselves. They know their guy is a little rugged, but he wants to smell like a forest, not a flower. He thinks mass market soap is detergent. He cares about natural ingredients, no microplastics, no garbage seeping into his skin. Now, I haven't done extensive research on every ingredient, but at face value, the website paints a pretty picture and they laid out values, and those values resonate with that customer avatar. And the wild celeb theater at the top of funnel, that's just the hook, baby. That's the attention play. And when you click through the ads and actually land on product pages, that's the attention play. But when you click through to a product page, or the actual website for that matter, there is substance sitting there. They have natural ingredients. They have like a shit list of stuff they refuse to use. They have the Bigfoot mascot, the pine tar scent. Every page element is built for that bro, that customer avatar. That's the avatar that brings in the dough, and they convert them so well with their values. So the takeaway is pick a customer specific enough that you could talk to them like a friend over coffee. Build your ads, build your product page, and your emails to speak directly to that person. What do they actually value? Who do they become when they use your products? Why would they tell their friends and family? That's identity marketing. That's why I hate drop shipping, because nobody's selling identity over there. They're selling shitty plastics, but that's a story for another day. Point two, the Squatch website is gold. It's been a gold standard for a long time. I've been building websites for 10 years, and I've always looked to these guys as premier. Every pixel is pushing you towards increasing your average order value. Let's talk about the scent quiz first, and then we'll jump into average order value. The scent quiz is amazing because nobody wants to jump onto a site and be dumped with 50 bars of soap. They take the initiative and ask you a few questions, and they get such good information. They're asking you questions about your skin type, your scent preferences, heavy grit, zero grit, whatever the fuck that means. What are you trying to fix? Then they recommend the bundle. Two things happen here. One, personalization always kills friction. People want to be told what's right for them. And number two, they're collecting first-party data on every single visitor. Now they know your skin type, your scent preference, whether you're a rugged guy, a tough guy, a gritty guy, and they can market to you for the next 10 years, which is just incredible. Now back to AOV. Everything on this website is bundle first. They're not selling you one bar of soap. Every page pushes you towards a starter bundle or a 6-pack or a quarterly subscription. Average order value is so important, especially with cost per acquisition continually increasing. And Dr. Squatch have always been the gold standard for increasing it. And they're doing things like mystery gifts, spend more, save more offers, monthly collabs that drop new limited editions that you want to add to your order. But everything on the website is engineered to soften the cost per acquisition by getting that first time purchase nice and high, increasing that AOV. So the practical takeaway here is I'm going to actually shout out Rebuy, the Smart Cart specifically. I'm not being sponsored by them, although I should be. But that tool is just incredible. And one of the things you can do within like 20 minutes is set up a free shipping threshold and let the upsell do the work on the Smart Cart. I would go check out Rebuy right now. I think I even have a tutorial somewhere on it. If not, put something in the chat. I'll drag a representative to give us a little walkthrough on Rebuy, but it's one of the easiest ways to increase the AOV. AOV softens your customer acquisition costs, allows you to make money on the first sale, and then you can go play the retention game, which is actually coincidentally Point 3, the retention machine. This is where I'm a huge fan of what Dr. Squatch are doing. 85% of Dr. Squatch's revenue comes from their .com. That's not Amazon, that's not Walmart, that is their website. That number is the whole reason they sold for $1.5 billion. Not the funny ads, not the goony marketing. It's a fact they own their customers. Now, I'm a massive subscription guy. I built a philosophy around subscriptions called subscribability. Stay tuned. Obviously, got way more content dropping on that. But Squatch has been the gold standard again because they've built a tiered loyalty program that just keeps people coming back again and again. And you're never just spending 50 or 70 bucks. You're spending 5, 6, 7, maybe even $1,000 within a year because you're earning points. And you're earning points for things like following them on Instagram, for sharing on Facebook. They've integrated themselves into your daily digital life. They're basically building a cult. When customers go quiet for 9 months, they don't just send another email. They mail them a postcard. That's a physical piece of mail. People are still doing that. Supposedly, there's an 11 times return on ad spend on those postcards. That's just what I've heard down the grapevine. That commitment to their customers is something that differentiates them from every other soap company and allows them to charge more. Here's another thing, and a fun one. Even your old lady sees Dr. Squatch. She sees the ads, and you know what? She kind of respects it. Babes respect babes. Gentlemen respect gentlemen. That's just the nature of the beast. And I think the takeaway here is the brand has penetrated basically everywhere. If you really value customer lifetime value, which you should, and you understand it's correlated to how hard you're willing to work for that customer, you go to extreme lengths to stay connected. That's more than post-purchase flows. That's more than re-engagement on social media. I'm even going so far as to say brands should be showing up on YouTube as well and pushing their audience towards long form content. That's a great way to build community. High value content that shows up in their lives intentionally without being annoying. That's something I love brainstorming with my clients. Anyway, point is we need to be showing up. We need to be building community. That's the retention play. And if that's something that's interesting to you, you should hit me up. That's my game. All right, we kind of went off on a little tangent there, but man, I think it was valuable. So what can you actually steal? What can you copy other than these like celebrity stunts that they're doing? Because those are costing millions of dollars. But if you can copy the machine, this is what you're gonna do. Pick one customer specific enough you could talk to them like a friend at the bar and build your brand and your products around that person, around that identity. Number 2, build a website that pushes average order value. Average order value is almost everything, especially on that first time purchase. You can use tools like quizzes to push people towards bundles, giving them that personalization feel. And then you can talk to our friends over at Rebuy about their Smart Cart. A little free shipping threshold in there, maybe a mystery gift. All of it is designed to soften the cost per acquisition. That's why we increase AOV. And number 3, build a retention machine that you'd be foolish to walk away from. Subscriptions, loyalty, postcards, real communities show up in your customer's life in a non-annoying, value-driven way. None of this is actually that genius. It just takes hard work. But that hard work pays off if you're thinking long-term, not short-term. Another reason I hate dropshipping. That's what Unilever paid $1.5 billion for. Now, I got a quick prediction. We had Megan Fox this year, Sydney Sweeney last year. I'm calling it right now. Pam Anderson is next year. She's making a comeback, fellas. That's 90s poster girl, Baywatch energy, pure goon nostalgia. Why don't you drop your prediction in the comments? Maybe your website in the comments. Why don't you just light up the comments? Who gives a shit? Fire it up. Who do you think is going to be the next Dr. Squatch thirst trap? And if you want me to take a look at your store and tell you which one of these pieces you're missing, shameless little plug, run my free website analyzer over at danjordan.com. Link is in the bio. It'll score your product page on the 4 C's and show you exactly where you're leaking money, my friend. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.